Hi, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Chiropractic Universe with Dr. David Serio. I have my good friend here, Dr. Travis Corcoran, and I always say his name wrong. I say it different every time, so
Yeah.
I know it drives him nuts. But I want to start with a quote here that I really feel represents Travis. Very often we hear knowledge is power, and I don't believe that to be true. Execution is power. And this is a man that executes. I mean, I can go on for a half an hour about everything he does for the profession. I just want to share a couple. He's the president of the IFCO, was the co-founder, if I'm correct, of a school in the Netherlands, a chiropractic school. He runs Top Chiro, which at this point, Travis, how many chiropractors are in Top Chiro?
I think we've got, I don't know, like 60 chiropractors, 30 offices.
So that's how big it is. He lost count, right? And we talk all the time, and it's like he's just growing massively. Top Cairo. Also, we both serve on the board of the IACE, which is a accrediting agency for chiropractic. So, and there's many more. That's just a couple. But many of us are only involved in a little bit of chiropractic or nothing, and this man does all that and much more. So, hats off to you, brother. Hats off to
Thanks.
you. Welcome, welcome.
Same to you, man. If like, I think you got your hand in most of the things I do as well. We're both members of the IFCO. We both help with the Chiropractic Freedom Coalition. We both serve as directors on the board for the IACE, and we both love organizing seminars that push money into schools, research, and all the movements to protect vertebral subluxation academically, legally, and politically.
And one of the things I love about this is when you become friends with the people you're serving next to, like we both know each other's things that drive us crazy. And one of the things that drives him crazy when I pronounce names wrong, so I do it on purpose. But that's the beauty of this. We can serve, right? The profession,
Yeah.
enjoy each other's company, and enjoy the whole process. So today, Travis, we're going to talk about specifically the IFCO. Okay, so just tell us a little bit about the vision of the IFCO, a little bit of the history of the IFCO. What would you say for someone listening that's not a member, why they should become a member? Give us kind of that whole general idea here.
Well, I'll start with the history, which the history to me, I've heard has been quite tumultuous. I don't know, but there were a lot of big names involved early on. I think you were one of them too. Like it was formerly FSCO, and like there was like a lot of like real legends in that were members of this, like Joe Strauss, Reggie Gold. I think a lot of those guys were, and but then it had some administration changes, and then it died, then it took another administrative change, and there was a bunch of like hurt feelings that, what happens just amongst people, which is
Mhm.
so the history is relevant. What I do enjoy is that regardless of the history, the mission has remained the same, and that is um, to protect the our rights as chiropractors, to protect our right to locate, analyze, correct vertebral subluxation. That's our mission. The vision is we see a world where everyone from cradle to grave has the opportunity to be checked for vertebral subluxation. So the vision and mission have remained unchanged and steadfast, regardless of the hurt feelings. So and so was mean to me. This person forgot my birthday cards, or they didn't acknowledge me. All of that stuff. That's not for me. And I sometimes feel privileged that I work and live in Europe. So all of these personalities and name, oh, this person, like I don't, most of them, I don't know. I really don't know. So I can look at everything with this like a clean lens and really just take people and just make my own impression without all the history of hurt feelings. But
That's
and
a
so
great point, Travis. I want to say some of this point. Very often, I've been in the IFCO since I stepped in school. So I was there when Reggie had just left the IFCO, and he took a bunch of people with him. And one thing I want to share that Travis said that's so important for us to understand is this. Very often we say, no, I'm not going to support that organization because this person's the president now or this. Well, then we're never going to get anywhere. It's about serving and protecting and giving to the mission and the organizations that serve the mission that we want to see in chiropractic, whether it's a school, an organization, because people change, as Travis said, and you're not going to like everyone. And when we make this about personalities, we lose. We're never going to win. And sometimes, like humans, the organization could get off mission, but the mission, if it's steadfast and written, we get back to the center. BJ called that slipping and checking, right?
Yeah, I like the way you say that too, and that's important because the third question you asked is like, well, why should I join?
Yes.
Well, you should join if that aligns with your mission and vision. You shouldn't join because you like me or like Grant Dennis, chairman of the board. I really like Grant. Me and him get along. He and I get along fantastically. And the reason is, though, is because he is so committed to the same mission and vision as I am. And if someone else I didn't like happened to be president or chairman of the board or vice president, treasurer, whatever, I don't care. I don't have to like them. That's what tells me if someone's a big thinker or small thinker. You're part of it because you're congruent with the vision and mission. That's a big thinker. They know that's what it takes to move this profession forward. The small thinkers are the ones complaining about every person, every decision that's made, anything that doesn't go. They're happier to do the easy thing, complain. That's easy. Working together is tough, and that's for big thinkers and big players. That's who I like to surround myself with. That's why how you and I really came to be so close. And it's just because no matter what's going on and whether we agree or disagree, one thing remains the same. Protect vertebral subluxation and our right to check for that, to check and correct vertebral subluxation. That is paramount.
100%, Travis. And I had a conversation with someone yesterday about this, and they said, well, this person in the last year on the IFCO wasn't straight or wasn't doing, they were off track. Well, what did BJ call that? Slipping and checking, right? Okay, we're humans. We're not perfect. But and if we expect every single person, every decision to be in line perfectly, we're never getting anywhere because we can always criticize a person, how they express chiropractic, and the key is we're working towards the mission and the vision constantly, and we have honest debate to say, hey, this isn't in line with our mission. Okay, how do we make it in line? Or what do we need to do to bring this in line, right? And that's the key here.
Yeah, the further you get from that, like I've been saying this a lot lately, it's how I see things now. It's the best way to communicate, I think now, to communicate to chiropractors, the importance and significance of the vertebral subluxation. It's legal and legitimate reality. This is a real phenomenon. And to have it completely removed is the biggest detriment to our profession. No vertebral subluxation, no chiropractic. So the existence of vertebral subluxation, that is the fountain that fills all our cups. And the further you get from that, the smaller your mind is, right? You're like, oh, I don't like what he wears in his office. I don't like how the prices they charge. You are so far from like what we need to be focused on that you are of no value to this profession. The closer you are to that, and the more you understand that, the greater the value you are to this profession. That's why people like Matt McCoy, Simon Sensen, Steve Tullius, yourself, so many of our other friends, they are tremendous values to this profession because they understand that. Their thinking is much closer to that. You are not going to have a discussion with Simon Sensen about like what's appropriate clinic attire.
Yeah.
Big thinkers don't care about this, right? They're like, hey, man, everyone's got their own flavor of soup.
Yeah. I don't like this website, or I don't like the post that this person made. It's like, okay, well, and that's what's holding us back. And this is why, personally, Travis, I want to say this in this forum, but I've been involved in the IFCO, Travis, probably longer than I think almost anyone there right now. I've been, since the day I stepped in Sherman, which was in '96, I've been a member of the IFCO. I've been in the board meetings when you had all this infighting about you're taking insurance, you're not taking insurance, when Big Joe D was there and all those guys. And and Joe Strauss, and
Yeah.
I never left the IFCO. But I want to say this: I think that you are doing one of the best jobs I've ever seen as president, because not only you have this big vision, but you're so good at, like, hey, this is small stuff. We're talking about something so much bigger, and if we lose this, it doesn't even matter the rest of it.
Where does your arguments about insurance are those disappear overnight when vertebral subluxation goes away? Like, why do you care that someone's taking insurance? You don't take it, good for you. He does take it, good for him. It's such, like I said, we are so far away from where all of our focus needs to be that this is the reason that chiropractic is falling behind. Right? We've gotten so, all those other things. I really don't care if people want to do all that other stuff,
We
like
could
cold
debate.
laser.
We could debate them all night. But we need to.
And I'm okay with it. I just had a great discussion with one of our brothers, Mark Romano,
Mhm.
and we have he and I have different views. We practice very much the same, and personally, we have our ideologies and values align. However, like, I feel that it's okay for chiropractors to do some of that other stuff. I don't understand why they would want to, right? In like business sense, like, why would I want to do all these physical therapy modalities and compete in a world where, physical therapists outnumber us 100 to 1. Like, why would you want to do their modalities? They're better at it. They've been doing it longer. Their education is more set up for it. The more we do it, the more we open ourselves. One, your business gets top heavy because there's more administration. The clients don't know if the results come from the therapy or from the chiropractic correction. And then you also open yourself up to more malpractice risk, right? You expand your scope. Okay, now there's more risk. So I don't mind that chiropractors do it. Like, if a dentist wants to give you a back rub, if dentists don't do this, they're so confident and clear on what they do. But chiropractors are like, I want to eat a little bit of everybody's lunch. Yeah, and now they want to give, like, some chiropractors, they want to give drugs. They want to get in the pharmaceutical products. How in the world can you compete with people that went to school for 5+ years to prescribe pharmaceuticals? Why would you want to compete in that environment? You're not even third rate. I can't get that. Now, if that's where I would draw the line. People doing all the physical therapy stuff, it doesn't bother me. I just, like, man, your business has got to be rough, right? The things you'll do to be loved, accepted, and make money, or make people feel good rather than function good. I'm okay with that. But the line is crossed when in my opinion, when you enter the pharmaceuticals.
Yes,
I
and
don't know.
no, and
That's,
I want to ask you this, Travis. So there's so many chiros that aren't members of an organization, even whether it's
yeah.
FCO or any organization. What, in your point of view, are the top 3 reasons that they need to be a member of the IFCO if they really want to see subluxation correction service survive
Yeah.
in the paradigm of the principles of chiropractic? What would you say are the top 3 reasons?
One reason is because it's your livelihood. It fills your cup. Everything you have, everything you're allowed to do comes from that. So you feed your family. Maybe you have a coaching service, or you sell chiropractic products. Whatever it is, you're involved in chiropractic. Your livelihood depends on that. So you should be a member of. You should either support one or all 3. Support chiropractic politically, academically, and or legally, right? So I do all 3, like legally with both you and I with the Chiropractic Freedom Coalition, academically with the IACE, an accrediting body that ensures a chiropractic school teaches vertebral subluxation. And then the third, politically, that's the IFCO. So the one reason is because your livelihood depends on it. 2, so you can sleep at night. Right? When you go to bed at night, you don't want to go to bed thinking like, have I done enough? When all this went away, what did I do? Right? It's this take. And I've said it 100 times. It is no relationship, whether with two people or with you in a profession, if everyone takes from this profession, that is unsustainable. It will go away. The only reason it's still around is because of its firm principles, right? Fundamental truths, useful in a system or chain of reasoning, principles. It's because of our principles, our objective, and a handful of people that fight like hell to keep it alive. It's like I say it's like a giant cruise ship, and there's just a handful of people maintaining the seaworthiness so it doesn't sink. The rest of the chiropractors are just enjoying all the free drinks. Hey, I went to school, I paid my tuition. The profession owes me. But that's to me, it doesn't go. So sleep better at night, and then your livelihood depends on it. And then it's just good gratitude. Like we talk about, oh, we stand on the shoulders of giants. You hear it all the time. But you don't stand on the shoulders of giants just to chew up their dead corpse. You're supposed to stand on the shoulders of giants to lift up those, the next generation and the next, and to continue lifting people up. You don't stand on the shoulder of giants just to eat from the corpse. And that's what too many people are doing. There's no gratitude or reverence for the profession. When there is gratitude and reverence for the profession, then we see it protected. We see it like rise. And so I would say those three things.
And I want to add one too. I want to add one because since
Yeah.
you've been on there, there's a fourth, I think. The IFCO, for the first time that I've seen, Travis, has been raising funds to give back to the profession. I mean, the IFCO, since you've been president, has given money to different organizations that are protecting the vertebral subluxation. And that's something tremendously important, right?
That's what that's only possible because of the members. There was like a couple years ago at the I was chairman of the board at the time, and we had a discussion, and I just kind of wanted to rally everyone. Okay, if this is our mission, then we need to stop giving money to all these like philanthropists. Oh, here for your seminar and your seminar, so we can show up with a stand. It did nothing for chiropractic. It didn't generate us any members. And I said, you know what we need to do is more consistent and congruent with our mission, and it'll honor all of our shareholders and members. The best way to honor them, because they put their trust in us. The best way to honor that is to like put that money in academic, legal, and political action to protect location analysis and correction materials. So that's it. So the only it's so simple. Like a lot of people say, well, we don't get a lot of newsletters. What's IFCO? Because it's simple. We only do one thing. We don't have to put out newsletters to raise money for like selling mattresses and back stretchers and all this stuff. It's simple. Members, their money is what helps us fund and protect any effort legally, academically, or politically to protect vertebral subluxation and its location analysis correction. That's it. It's such a simple, concise thing. And with this kind of laser focus, imagine if we had like double, triple, or 10 times the members, like what we could be doing politically with lobbyists and things like this.
Tremendous.
I mean, and when you start thinking big like that, and more people put aside their egos and their grievances with individuals and get in alignment more with a big mission and an awesome vision that they'll all benefit from, right? Like the more chiropractic skyrockets up, we all benefit. Like, what is it? The tide that rises, or tide rises all ships, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, and I want to share something else because I talk to Travis all the time, and like I said, I've been in the IFCO for a long time. It's over 30. What is that? 28 years, I guess. But
Showing your age.
one thing that is happening now that really didn't happen in the past is we're looking at places where we can collaborate. I'm going to give you a perfect example of Travis and I, what we were collaborating on in Brazil, for example. There's an organization there that's WFC organization. We don't agree with any of their definitions of chiropractic or how they present it, but there was one thing that we all agreed on. Chiropractic needs to be separate and distinct from any other profession. So Travis and I are really, I'm a pretty good friend of the person that leads the organization, Daniel Ficini, and we've had great discussions And that has enabled some terminology to be changed so that it could be pushed through the Congress. And what we're learning is, okay, there are places we can collaborate and come to an agreement on at something, right, to move chiropractic forward. Now, there's tremendous work to be done to define chiropractic in a way we can all be happy with, but in the past there was no collaboration, so it's just like no working together, and that got us to the place we are today, right?
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah. This is where, like, I think most chiropractors, even I talked about this with Dr. Romano as well. Even those in their chiropractic practices that are doing 10 different modalities, they'll tell me that the correction of vertebral subluxation, that's still the main thing. Okay, I get that. Then if it is, then even you have a responsibility to join these organizations and help us protect vertebral subluxation legally, politically, and academically. And that's where I think more chiropractors, like the vast majority, we're constantly told by a small minority that we're the minority, because this small minority that denies vertebral subluxation is so vocal, they've gaslit the rest of the profession into thinking, like, all of us, the majority, that acknowledge the reality, the physiological, neurological reality of vertebral subluxation, they gaslit all of us into believing, oh, that there's no evidence of such a thing. This is crazy. But the evidence was around, like, in 1821 from Harrison. This is 74 years before chiropractic, years before D.D. Palmer was even born. Medicine had already acknowledged this. But when you see how powerful chiropractic is, you can imagine that some interest might want it to go away. And why any chiropractor would ever align themselves with an organization that openly condemns, denies, and ridicules the existence of vertebral subluxation is beyond me. I cannot imagine why you would put any of your time, energy, money, or focus, your 4 resources, why would those resources be wasted? Not wasted, but benefiting your enemy.
Agree.
The enemy of your livelihood and what you have to change people's lives in the most radical way possible. How can that be?
Agree 100%. And Travis, before we talk about the next subject, which is the next global summit, how has the membership grown in the last year, since you've been president? How long have you been president for now? It's almost 2 years.
No, not even January I was appointed.
Wow. Wow. Okay. And tell us about some of the accomplishments in terms of growth of the organization.
Well, in that 9 months now? 10 months? Yeah, we've almost doubled our membership in that time. And that is in large part thanks to, I would say, Grant Dennis. Like, he laid a lot of great groundwork, and he was the president before me when I was chairman of the board. And he's now chairman of the board. And we just found that was a better fit. It's working really good. Just like we had all the parts, like the heart and the lungs, they just had to be put in the right spot, do the right thing. But he did, and he's always busy. He does a lot of work for the IFCO, so that's helped a lot. Jen Steinberg, of course, she's not a chiropractor, but I swear she probably knows more than most chiropractors. And with her administrative assistance, it's just been phenomenal. And I think it was once we really put focus on the mission. Like, this is what we do. No more like philanthropy, hey, for this and that, willy-nilly, just trying to be friends with all these. Like, we don't wish them any harm. If you're listening and we stop giving you money, it's not because we dislike you, but we want to be way more congruent. In fact, like, laser focused on our mission, and that is protecting the right for chiropractors to locate, analyze, correct vertebral subluxation. That's it. I mean, that's the only place the money goes to. And our global summits, which in Frankfurt, you were there. We just did, that was like 2-3 months. What was it? September? End of September or beginning October? Phenomenal. And the feedback from that, everyone was telling me,
I'm going to tell you from the outside. Travis ran that. I was there as a speaker, as a participant. I sat in the front with Andres the whole seminar. I'm going to say it was the best seminar, best value seminar I've been to. I don't even remember the last time. I mean, every single speaker was just so congruent with the principles, but brought value. Hats off to you. It was tremendous. Great energy, great information, great value, great camaraderie, and we're going to keep this going. So we're
Yeah.
going to announce the next one. So we have the IFCO Global Summit in Buenos Aires, Argentina, October 2nd and 3rd. It's a Friday and a Saturday, packed. There's 14 different countries being represented. I believe we have 18 speakers. And it's going to be tremendous. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm looking at this like almost a week-long celebration. So if you want to come to Buenos Aires before, I'm going to open my house one night. We're going to have a huge bonfire. There's great nightlife here if you're into that. But the global summit, here's the deal. There's only 140 tickets. That's it. Because the space, and when they're gone, they're gone. And there's already 25 tickets sold. If you're watching this, there'll probably be more sold by this time. So you want to jump on it if you're listening to this. It's for chiropractic students, chiropractors, and chiropractic assistants. And the English will be translated. The Spanish will be direct in Spanish. So they're giants in the profession. We have Travis coming. We have the president of New Zealand Chiropractic School, president of the New Australian Chiropractic School. We have Jack Burla, president of Sherman, and then just a tremendous group of people from around the world that are just going to deliver massive value.
I heard that Bill Decken also confirmed.
Bill Decken confirmed.
Yeah. That's the chair of philosophy at Sherman Chiropractic, and he's one of the best instructors. I've never had a better educator in my life. He facilitates so well, like when he lectures.
Tremendous.
It's not to be missed.
Tremendous. And we have a Thompson by a certified Thompson instructor, Dr. Am Gomez. So we have a Thompson technique part, and then we have also a cervical chair part, one of the best cervical chair adjusters in the world, in my opinion, Andre Sutterstrom.
Yeah.
And he'll be there. So it's going to be tremendous. We have a huge lineup coming. So reach out to me. We're waiting for you in Buenos Aires. My vision of this, it's like a week chiropractic celebration, ending with the global summit. And it's over so it's Friday and Saturday. Our idea for Sunday is to mastermind with leaders around the world and really start gathering a tight chiropractic connection from everywhere in the world, and start working together. That's the idea for it.
If you want to be successful, that's what you do. I realized, like, the more I'm surrounded by the big thinkers, not the small thinkers, the more it facilitates my own success. And being that, since I joined the IFCO, I mean, this was in 2015. And I had 3 practices and 2 associates. But since I joined the IFCO, I get around like strong-minded people with big visions. And yeah, maybe you don't always get along, but a big thinker that doesn't slow them down, and you don't care about it, and doesn't get in the way of the mission. So anyone that wants to be more successful, that's another great reason to join the IFCO. This is your opportunity to be around more successful people that care about the exact same thing you care about, and not about all the petty trivial things, but that care about success, care about chiropractic.
100%. I personally feel like the IFCO is renovated in the last few years and is just getting started. We got great momentum going. This is the place to be if you love the vertebral subluxation. You want to see 7 generations from now being able to receive a proper chiropractic checkup and understand that family 7 generations from now will be able to listen to the chiropractic paradigm. Well, you can't even hesitate. This is your place. So, Travis, last thing, you want to give us the website where people can go and join the IFCO?
Yes, ifcochiro.org. ifcochiro.org.
Perfect.
Yeah, sign up. I'd love to have you on as a voting member. And that would be the full, what is that? I think it's 500 a year, or you can do it monthly or, yeah,
Yeah,
monthly or yearly. I do it yearly.
if you're from South America, there's a special rate also if you're listening from South America. My feeling though is this, step it up, join the full membership. I've been a full member forever, and don't take, okay, well, I live in South America, I'm going to take the rate that they give us, a cheaper rate, because your money's going towards something bigger than yourself, and it's so we will see you in Buenos Aires. If you're interested in the Global Summit, contact me. We'll get you a link to sign up, and you're going to meet Travis here personally. I hope he's going to bring some of his books to give away. So Travis, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Always nice chatting with you, David. Thank you.
Thank you, buddy.